Coming to you from Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah, we close out the 2023 MLS Next Pro Invitational on this Tuesday evening from Utah. It is the Crystal Palace Under-21s taking on Vancouver Whitecaps 2. I'm Josh Easter. Thanks so much for being with us. It is a warm evening tonight in Harriman, Utah, and we are glad to bring you this coverage on MLSNextPro.com. Of course, Crystal Palace Under-21 still in their preseason phase, while Vancouver right in the midst of the MLS Next Pro season. But an interesting fixture here tonight for you. Of course, Crystal Palace, it has been a bit of a struggle for them so far, at least in terms of results since coming here to the United States. A 2-1 loss against Real Monarchs, and then a 2-0 loss last time out against Hoffenheim as well. On the other side, Vancouver Whitecaps 2, they've been up and down so far this season, but so far this second half of the season for them so far has been a bit of a struggle. So we'll see what they can do here tonight against some international opposition. It's England versus technically Canada here tonight as we take a look at today's starting lineups here for Darren Powell and the Crystal Palace Under-21s. 5 changes from that 2-0 defeat against Hoffenheim last time out. It was Scott Banks who scored the lone goal in that 2-1 loss against Real Monarchs. He will start on the bench tonight. Ola Anabami will lead the line. It'll be Izquierdo who will get the start in goal in favor of Joe Whitworth, who will start today on the bench for Crystal Palace. And of course, the starting lineup for Vancouver Whitecaps 2, put out by Coach Ricardo Clark. Max Anchor will be in goal. Gloria Amanda will lead the line. Cameron Habibullah has been the one that has really impressed so far this season in terms of goals, 4 and 1 assist for him. Gloria Amanda with 3 goals and 2 assists in MLS Next Pro play as well. And we will see what these sides can provide for us here today. Of course, this Crystal Palace side still in the midst of their preseason, but trying to finish strong here in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. And they go up against a Vancouver Whitecaps side that has definitely struggled as of late. They're winless over their last 5 games. And we'll see if they can get things back on track, at least in terms of results here tonight. Of course, it is Vancouver in their white kits and blue shorts. In the familiar blue and red, it is Crystal Palace.
Number 44, Amanda.
Thanks for staying up late if you're watching across the pond in England, or waking up early, whatever you want it to be, I guess, at this hour.
Whitecaps 2 is Ricardo Clark.
Our referee tonight will be Rachel Sweat. She will be the one in the middle.
For Crystal Palace, excuse me. Number 13 is Izquierdo. Number 2, Caporta. Number 20, Sheridan. Number 5, Grayson. Number 6, Watson. Number 8,
Ricardo Clark about coming into this sort of fixture. He said this is going to challenge the group. It'll also get some guys some minutes. And he said overall we want to compete. That is the big key coming in for Vancouver here tonight. Of course, right in the midst of their season. They are coming off a week off in league play. It's been a little bit since they have faced another opposition. As for Crystal Palace, the games have come thick and fast against Hoffenheim and against Real Monarchs as well. But they are looking to finish this trip stateside with a win. There's the whistle, and away we go. 90 minutes tonight from Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah. Crystal Palace Under-21s and Vancouver Whitecaps 2. England versus Canada. Bit of a different friendly tonight. Already an early foul. That's Jaden Raymond who was tripped up. So many of these Crystal Palace players, youth nationals for their respective countries, as Raymond is weaving through. He thought he was fouled, no whistle, and play on. Talking to Ricardo Clark, though, coming off that 1-0 loss against the Portland Timbers 2 in MLS Next Pro play. He said he thought his team matched them well, as they'll have some defending to do here. It'll be a corner kick. Now, pardon me, that was last off Crystal Palace, so a goal kick it is. Ricardo Clark saying he thought his team defended well, but he says overall the biggest struggle over the last set of games, the last 9 or so, has just been scoring goals. They haven't scored multiple goals since the end of May. So a chance here tonight to maybe get things back on track in terms of goal scoring. And it'll be a tough task against this Crystal Palace side. Nascimento coming forward, looking to cut it in, but he was taken off the ball. A good challenge put in. Hansen. And Vancouver can settle. Blocked down. It'll be out for a throw-in upcoming. The Crystal Palace under-21 manager Darren Powell. He said about the game against Real Monarchs, he said, we just need more games. We need to get fit and up and running. He says it's great exposure for maybe some of these youngsters that haven't quite played at this level. It's a mix of players who have played for the Crystal Palace under-18s and other more experienced under-21 players that have played in Premier League 2. Of course, this Crystal Palace under-21 side finishing in 4th place a season ago, 11 wins, 6 losses, and 9 draws. It was Man City who ended up winning it all. Liverpool and Chelsea slotted into those 2nd and 3rd spots respectively. And then Crystal Palace in 4th. So pretty strong season, as now this is played in behind again. Nascimento looking to square this ball. It's blocked down. It's out for a corner kick. First of the game coming for Crystal Palace. Another look at it here. Good ball played in behind. And sending Illich for a run. Now this is played into the middle. A chance to settle it, but it's bouncing towards goal. And it's taken in by Max Anchor, who was in goal tonight. The Surrey, British Columbia native. Trying to switch the point of attack. It just didn't quite come off there. Noah Watson couldn't get on the end of it. It'll be a throw-in coming for Vancouver Whitecaps 2. The biggest key for Ricardo Clark's side, he said, in terms of getting into the attacking third, was getting more numbers forward. He thinks that they've lacked those numbers in attacking areas. An opportunity to look to fix that tonight as this cross floats out of play. Darren Powell, who of course was a pro in his own right, played for quite some time, over 15 years for Brentford, played here for Crystal Palace, West Ham on loan, Southampton, Derby County, MK Dons. Very experienced pro. He joined the academy as a coach in 2015 and was named under 23 head coach in March of 2023. That was right when Roy Hodgson came back into the club as the first team manager. And of course, the senior squad is in Chicago this week. They'll be taking on Millonarios tomorrow, just outside Chicago, Illinois. Looking to just play this right through the middle. And bit too close to Max Anchor in goal. Vancouver trying to play out of this pressure from Crystal Palace, and they're able to win this back high up the field. Cutting it in. Oh, the shot was missed, but still an opportunity to put this on. It's blocked in front and cleared away. Ola Anabomi had the chance. He'll have another chance here, but this time blocked out of play. Here comes the corner. It's floated in towards the penalty spot, headed back into the middle. But Jack Wells Morrison, he had a free header and he couldn't steer it on frame. It was a great ball floated in. That went over everybody's head, at least from a defensive standpoint. You see Morrison starting at the top of the area. And Wells Morrison just couldn't steer it on frame. Play this down the line. It's a foul. It'll be a free kick on the far touchline coming for Crystal Palace. Now a player down here for Crystal Palace. Might just be fixing his shoe. Now ready to send this one in. It's a driven ball in all the way to the back post, and Max Anchor just lets this fly out of play. John Grien was the one closest to it, but not really able to make an impact on that cross. It looks like this Crystal Palace side has really enjoyed themselves here in Utah. On their social media pages, trip to the bowling alley last night. And they've also been having some fun in training as well. That's what you want when you make a trip like this. You want to make some memories as well as get the job done, what you need to do on the field. When that part of it is done, a chance to kick back and enjoy yourself in a place I'm sure many of these players have never been before. Such a unique terrain as to maybe what they are accustomed to back in England, in South London. The mountains surrounding this area, really picturesque part of the United States. As now this goes all the way back to Anchor yet again. Here's Grien. Palace just trying to get some time on the ball. Seems like it's been a lot of Vancouver so far to start. Haven't really done much with that possession, have Whitecaps too. And Sheridan. And Vancouver able to force a turnover. dropped off there for Illich. He was fouled. And a free kick will go Vancouver's way. Another look at it here. Just a bit of contact there from Adler Cimento. Illich get a throw in out of it. Cimento closing down that space. Long throw-in. What can they make of this, Vancouver? And Cimento goes down. Free kick will go the way of Crystal Palace. Here comes Palace down the far side. Looking to roll this in behind. Ume's onto it. He cuts it back. Towards the top of the area, the shot comes on. Took a major deflection, and this will be out for another corner kick. Crystal Palace has been on the front foot so far in this one. Possession just about even. 4 shots so far in this game, though, for Palace. Floated ball in this time, but Vancouver able to attack that one in the air and get it away. Kapora have to go all the way back to Jackson Izquierdo. He was mostly a starter a season ago with the under-18 side. Made 18 starts. Cimento not able to keep it. Instead, it's Giovanni Aguilar. All the way back to Anchor, who needs to find space to get this away, and does. All he can do is put it out of play. Watson plays it back in fields. Wells Morrison lays it off. Reed trying to get back on the end of it. Didn't quite work out, and Ola Adabami just a bit too much. Whistled for the foul. Looking for that long distribution, and there's too much on that as it runs out of play. And Palace will start from the back now. Grehan. Cimento all the way back, and now Wells Morrison has to play through some pressure. Palace content just to be calm on the ball. Found the far side. Well, Darren Powell said about that first game against Real Monarchs, he still said we need to get up. We need to get up and running, get fit. He said maybe a game against Hoffenheim. He said that was a very aggressive and organized side. said he thought his team played with more conviction and control in the second half. It seems like they're almost picking up right where they left off with control in this game. Now can they turn it into attacking opportunities? That's always the goal, of course. Now Cemento on the chase. Dasovic has it covered and all the way back to Max Anchor. Cemento was trying to connect there with Ola Adebawmi, didn't quite work out. And here comes Vancouver. Touching this down the line. It's cut off by Kapora on the far side, and he'll win the throw back for Crystal Palace. Just sends this all the way downfield, out of harm's way. Actually might come off here. Ola Adebawmi will let this run out for a throw-in. Back for Izquierdo as they'll start from the back yet again. Watson under pressure, all the way into the corner, and now this has to be put out of play. That pressure has paid off at times for Vancouver, but when they've tried to go forward then with it, that's when it's shut down and slowed down. All the way into the corner, looking to get this centrally, and again, nothing there. Can see the numbers that are trying to get forward for Vancouver. So far, it just hasn't quite worked out. Start from the back yet again here. Watson blocked down. Eventually put out of play. Here's Dasovic. Looking to play this in behind, and yeah, flag up for offside. He was in acres of space there. Didn't seem like that was going to be allowed. Wells Morrison again for Grehan. His pressure giving them trouble. Izquierdo has to go through the middle, and it's turned over. Aguilar, he couldn't get onto it. Bouncing around the midfield. Vancouver trying to come away with it. Played into space, and just too much on the pass. Here's Izquierdo. And Grehan. Wells Morrison advancing through the middle. Off to the far side. And this stays in play. Chance to maybe get a ball into the box here. Options waiting in the middle. Raymond was there. Instead played towards the top of the area. The shot, though, blocked down. Dylan Reed had the opportunity. Vancouver's done well to get bodies back behind the ball. Get a block to it. They do it there. Grehan surveying. Go back for Izquierdo yet again. All the way downfield. Nascimento. For that avenue forward. Here's Joe Sheridan. Sheridan again. Back for Grehan. The midway point of this first half. Crystal Palace by far the more threatening side so far in this game. This one just chipped out of play. Nothing doing. Again, looking to play this over the top. That one actually checks up. You can hear the wind. And that may have just helped Crystal Palace there as they look to slide that in behind. Blocked down by Dasovic. Raymond recovers and keeps it here for Crystal Palace. Raymond, space to run into, hops over to challenge, tries to hop over another one. He couldn't keep it. Ball turned over. Another foul there in the middle. Is this going to be a yellow card? It looks like it is. Jack Wells Morrison has his name taken. Another look here. He's trying to get away and coming from behind. Bit of a clumsy foul there from Wells Morrison. He's been through many of the youth levels here with Crystal Palace, the under 18s, under 21s, and under 23s. Along with the England under 18s at the youth international level. Vancouver looking for something forward. It's bouncing towards the end line. And it's Jackson Izquierdo to collect it yet again. Again, Palace will look to play out from the back here. Looks like Crystal Palace playing into the wind every time they try to send something forward. It checks up. There's some contact coming from behind, and a free kick will go Vancouver's way. A chance to stand over this set piece now for Whitecaps too. What can they make of it? Get everybody forward here. This ball lifted in to the back post, and looks like it just got caught up in that jet stream and floats straight out of play. Nothing doing there for Whitecaps too. You can see the corner flag there on the far side. It is whipping, and it is right in the face of Crystal Palace right now, which means it's at the back of Vancouver, so they're having some trouble playing with that wind. As you look at that distribution as well, sitting up in the wind, you gotta keep the ball on the ground here. Nascimento trying to do just that, but he couldn't keep it. Laid off into the middle. Habibullah couldn't get back on the end of it. Wells Morrison now trying to go the other way. The pass just too far out in front of his intended target. Some pressure again on Reed. Palace will start here from the back yet again. Grehan. Doesn't seem like the wind is letting up much. Let this run through the middle, and Reed let it run too far. It's turned over, and Vancouver, though, gives it right back. Quite a few giveaways on both sides in this game here tonight. Both teams trying to settle in against their respective opposition. Raymond trying to turn it upfield. Again, it's turned over. Illich plays it infield. Illich again, trying to keep it. Vancouver just about will here as they look to build forward past the half-hour mark of this first half. Habibullah. Illich plays it out wide. It's Hansen providing width. There's a foul there away from the ball, and the referee spots it And a free kick will go Vancouver's way. They'll have another chance over a dead ball. Right there in the middle of the screen, away from the ball, just a push. And pretty easy one there for the referee. And now another set piece opportunity. Chance to stand over this. Habibula's one of them. This ball whipped into the back post and just too much on it. Again, the wind providing some trouble. Looks like they will have a first half hydration break. Temperatures quite warm here in the mountains of Utah, so a chance for both teams to take a break for a moment, get a drink. Not a whole lot, to be fair, in this first 32 minutes of action. The wind has really been causing some issues, more so for Vancouver than Crystal Palace, on just a couple of set pieces. Overall, not a whole lot of opportunities. Look at some of the stats. 6 shots, one of them on target for Crystal Palace. Nothing in terms of shots for Vancouver, and that is a bit of a similar trend for what we've seen as of late with Vancouver Whitecaps 2 in MLS Next Pro. They were 1-5-3 in their last 9 games, but they started this season in their first 10 games 6-3-1. Things have really took a turn for the worse, but according to Ricardo Clark, he's liked some of the performances as of late, but hasn't necessarily gotten the results to go along with them. They have struggled to put the ball in the back of the net over this stretch as well. About a month and a half, working on 2 months now of games without multiple goals. Back to action here. It'll be Crystal Palace starting from the back yet again. Some pressure here from Amanda, and nearly got to that one, but Izquierdo gets it away. Trying to connect some passes here, turn the corner. Dasovic commits the foul, free kick. Looking to find space out wide, and here comes Crystal Palace. All the way to the end line. They try to cut this in front. Small deflection onto it, and now it's saved off the line. Great opportunity, it's still not gone. Vancouver having trouble getting this away. It'll fall for Noah Watson. Raymond on the turn. Jaden Raymond, the square ball bounces all the way through. And Vancouver will take this out. A couple of good scoring opportunities. The last one, though, saved off the line. Great chance it was for Palace to grab the opener. looking to play this into space. Amanda. Here's Johansson, couple step overs, cuts it in. Hansen. It was more of a hopeful cross than anything. We can take a look back at that last run of play there from Crystal Palace to get all the way to the end line. And just kind of bounced into no man's land, and then it was saved off the line. There was still another opportunity there as the clearance came off another Vancouver player. But in the end, nothing really doing for Crystal Palace, and they'll look to find a few more of those sorts of opportunities. Another foul, and a free kick will go Palace's way, and they want to go quick with it, and they might catch Vancouver out here if they can go quick. Nascimento, and that's going to be a foul. Darko Ilic was pulled down. Quick stoppage here, just waiting for the whistle of the referee. Allow a chance for both teams to come over to their respective benches for just a moment, as there is a player down here. Looks to be Noah Watson for Crystal Palace. Watson back on his feet, trying to run this one off, but with it being preseason, with it being and just an exhibition at the end of the day, you wonder if his day might be over, and it looks like he's taken his jersey off, and that might be the case here. Tough end to this day for Noah Watson. Played 19 times with the under-21s last season. Joined the under-18s back in 2020. And it looks like Rio Cardenas will be coming in. He'll slot into that left back position. The Trinidad and Tobago Youth International. He played for the under-17s earlier this year in Guatemala. Made a couple of appearances. And now he'll have to work right off the bat, but the wind aiding that ball as it bounces all the way out of play. It's turned over. Amanda trying to hold play up. Touchdown of play. Chested down. Vancouver trying to keep it, but it came off a hand. It looked like off Habibullah. Free kick to Palace. Aaron Powell said this week that I want to keep reinforcing the messages and the style of play. He said at the end of the day, it's the physical element of getting fit. He did mention it's a bit of a mixed group with some younger players and some of the players who have been on this team in prior years. Nascimento is looking to play that in behind. It didn't quite come off though, and it's taken in by Max Anchor. Vancouver 7 wins so far this season, but their last 4 wins have all been clean sheets, and they have all been by the score of 1-0. If they can get that 1 goal, maybe they can settle in. Here's Grehan, patient yet again. Play down the line. Chance to cut this infield. The shot comes on and it whizzes by the post. A good chance coming off that far side for Franco Ume. He was just going one-on-one, trying to cut that in, and just couldn't find the bend on it. He went for the power, there's no doubt about that, but powered it out of play. Anything coming down towards this end of the field, just shooting out of play, just based on the wind and how difficult it has been. Playing this down the left side now, and maybe options in the middle if they can get the cross away. They did, but it was blocked. Just able to keep this now. It's another cross that's deflected, and now Vancouver will have a corner kick. Good work there. Corner kick for Cameron Habibullah as we close in on stoppage time in this first half. It's whipped in. Palace able to get ahead to it first and cleared away. Played down the line. Tasovic able to keep this alive. It was a risky pass, but it is collected by Darko Ilic. We are into 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Here comes Vancouver right through the middle. Able to move this off to the far side. Habibullah looking for options. His cross blocked out of play yet again, but it may have deflected off of him and out for a goal kick, and it looks like that's what the referee is pointing for, a goal kick. Izquierdo will just try to send this as far downfield as he can into this blowing wind. Habibullah. Amanda off his chest. He couldn't keep it. And on the turn, Grehan trying to shake Amanda, and eventually the whistle comes. Trying to send this downfield in the last knockings of this first half. Ume created the last good opportunity for Crystal Palace, and he'll earn a corner kick late on in this first half as well. This floated in. The header is on frame, but it's taken in by Anchor. And now all the way downfield, and this just skipping right out of play. No chance on that. And the referee has brought this first half to a close. Well, nothing to split these two sides after 45 minutes. Much more of the opportunity coming for Crystal Palace in this first half. Vancouver has had a couple of opportunities, but the wind has played a big factor here tonight at Zions Bank Stadium. Our score at the half is Crystal Palace 0, Vancouver 0. Of course, prior to last week's MLS All-Star game, 4 goalkeepers from MLS Next Pro were tasked with bringing back goalie wars. Here's Samara Perez with the recap.
I'm Samara Perez with MLS Next Pro, coming to you from Washington, D.C., and this is the 2023 Goalie Wars.
4 MLS Next Pro goalkeepers, 90 seconds on the clock to outscore your opponent. Only one will be crowned champion. Kicking things off, Huntsville City FC's Ben Martino and Crown Legacy FC's Isaac Walker, who shows off his throwing skills. His mom loves it. Isaac wins the battle of expansion team keepers. Next, Austin FC 2's Damian Laws versus Dynamo 2's Xavier Valdez. He's down by 2 with 15 seconds left, but then...
Big chance for Xavier Valdez.
You can see the fatigue starting to set in with both of these goalkeepers, though, because this is a session that they're putting on.
At the buzzer.
MLS legend Nick Rimando hyped on the sidelines. We've got overtime where Damian scores to win the Texas faceoff and advances to meet Isaac in the final. 2001 Goalie Wars champ Joe Cannon ready to hand off the belt. Speaking of cannons, Isaac showing off his to get off to an early lead, which he could hold on to with seconds remaining. But then another crazy finish.
Hey, Isaac Walker can just kind of salt this away. He's going to, I think, isn't he? He knows the time. Damian Lass has got to go quick.
Oh,
does he get it?
Oh my goodness.
The crowd is stunned. We've got overtime once again. Isaac Walker keeps his focus and throws it past Damian for the win. And look at him. He's fired up. He's ready for the championship belt. Joe Cannon gives it to him and also gave him some great advice earlier.
He took our advice to a T. We said it's fairly close. You got to throw it, try to find the corners, be very accurate, because at the very least, you're going to get the other goalkeeper tired, and that will open things up. He did that.
And the icing on the cake, Isaac gets to share this moment with his family.
How about this? How about this? How about this? Come on now.
And that's a wrap. After a long hiatus, Goalie Wars made its return, and it did not disappoint. We had some thrilling rounds, some going into overtime, and in the end, it was Isaac Walker from Crown Legacy FC who takes home the championship belt. That's it from us from here in Washington, D.C. I'm Samara Perez signing off. We hope to see you again next year.
Halftime here as the sun is setting in Harriman, Utah, and Zions Bank Stadium. Crystal Palace 0, Vancouver Whitecaps 2. Well, let's send it right back out to Washington, D.C., because after the event, Samara caught up with the new champion, Crown Legacy's Isaac Walker.
What's up, everyone? We are joined by Isaac Walker of Crown Legacy, and now 23 Goalie Wars champion. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I mean, this was my goal going into it, and yeah, I stuck it out, and I'm bringing this thing home to Charlotte. I'm so happy.
Amazing. What was the most difficult part?
Yeah, you know, it's making the save. The 90 seconds seems a lot longer than just 90 seconds, you know, and sticking it out and making the saves, but also being accurate with your throws. Yeah, that was most difficult. So.
You got the chance to talk to one of the Goalie Wars champions, Joe Cannon. What advice did he give you?
He was actually the one who told me to go with the throw, and it helped out. And he was telling me, be accurate, you can take your time, slow the pace down a little bit, and I did just that, and he won. I guess he knows a thing or two, huh? Yeah?
For you, what was going through your mind on that last play, and what was your strategy on that?
On the last play, well, I was a little bit disappointed he scored. He scored buzzer beater last second. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to overtime. But it missed in the first overtime, so I was like, in my head, just score this and you win the belt. And so I took a deep breath, focused on my accuracy, and luckily put it in.
Isaac, you had the support of your family here. What does that mean to you?
Oh my God, it's awesome. They're so supportive. It's great to have family here in DC. It means the world to me, and yeah, I'm so glad they get to share this with me.
Who do you dedicate this championship belt to?
I dedicate it to Charlotte, Crown Legacy, Charlotte FC. It's coming home. Super excited to be a part of that organization, and yeah, I can't wait to bring it home and show all the guys.
Amazing. Congratulations once again.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Halftime here, the MLS Next Pro Invitational. No score between Crystal Palace and Vancouver Whitecaps 2. We'll stay tuned later in the week. We'll show you some of the behind-the-scenes footage and some of the competition footage with special cameras our goalies were wearing during the All-Star Challenge. That'll be great to see. Of course, the MLS Next Pro Invitational is concluding tonight here in Harriman, Utah, but in other international action, Wrexham faced off against LA Galaxy 2 last Saturday night, and Wrexham now heads east to face Philadelphia Union 2 and the hometown of celebrity co-owner Rob McElhenney this Friday, July 28th. Like this one, it will air exclusively on MLSNextPro.com. Well, Michelle has been out in the Salt Lake City area covering this MLS Next Pro Invitational, and she looks back the best from Match Day 17 with this week's edition of The Spotlight.
Match Day 17 was one for the record books. I'm Michelle Montaigne, giving you your guys in the spotlight here from Salt Lake City. We got to start with your MLS Next rising star, Union 2's Luciano Sanchez. Now, this is not his first time winning the award. It actually comes just 2 weeks after his first MLS Next rising star recognition. Sanchez has earned a reputation as a late goal specialist. Well, in Union 2's game against Red Bulls 2, his goal in the 84th minute clinched his team's 7th win of the season. And we told you we're here in Salt Lake City. Well, so is your MLS Next Pro Player of the Match Day for Week 17. Rapids 2's Oliver Larraz earned the honor for his exceptional performance against the home team here in Utah, Real Monarchs. He not only scored a goal right before half, he also provided a beautiful assist to Remy Cabral. And while Larraz was a nominee for Best Goal of the Match Day, the honor actually went to the teammate of Sanchez. Union 2's Jeremy Raffanello launched a rocket off a high ball header and sailed it right over the heads of everyone that stood between him and the back of the net. Rapanello slightly edged out OCB's Wilfredo Rivera with a 48 to 45% margin. And speaking of Orlando City B, they are your team of the match day for Week 17. Despite going down a man, the Central Florida squad mounted a brilliant comeback against Atlanta United 2 with just 10 men on the pitch. It concluded with Rivera's game winner that was undeniably one of the most shocking goals you'll see all season. Congratulations to all of our players in the spotlight this week. Trust me when I tell you we'll have a lot to choose from next week with all of the MLS Next Pro action coming to you from Salt Lake City and from Washington, D.C. I'm Michelle Montaigne. We'll see you soon.
No score here at halftime. Zions Bank Stadium, Harriman, Utah. Crystal Palace under-21s, Vancouver Whitecaps 2. There's already been some MLS Next Pro action today after the Columbus match last night was rained out. It did play earlier today, and after a red card in the opening minutes, the match was still a thriller. Let's take a look at those highlights and some recent MLS Next Pro matches. Going for the shot, deflecting, saved, and then put in. Nelson Pierre cleaning up the scraps. Richie trying to curl this into a dangerous area. Fuson! For a flag here, won't come. It's CJ Olney, cuts it back, and it's in. He debuted last March. He's a goal and an assist this season as Vasquez scores! Picks out the corner. Breathes taking off the ball, trying to catch the goalkeeper off his line. This one is bouncing in. Perez trying to go quickly. It's thrown in for Sanchez, trying to chip the keeper, and this one loops in.
Good first touch there. Ball out to Noel. Valentin Noel taking his defender one-on-one. Great footwork, gets middle. No whistle again. Hanya. Hanya on the ball. Hanya cuts in line, slots it across. The shot is low and away. And put away for goals. Now can they get one off this corner kick? Larraz. Larraz sends it in. Near post. It's headed and it's an own goal. Miller's shot rolled into the right side. Didn't put a lot on it, but he did send Las the wrong direction, so he didn't have to. Johnson shot and it's saved! Adam Beaudry comes up with the heroics for Colorado Rapids FC 2.
Chase Gasper will feature at left back. Brooklyn Raines will be in the midfield as tonight. Rodas and Fisher will provide the center back tandems, flanked by Paddle. Trying to put Minnesota out in front. Cameron Lacey right down the middle, and the Loons lead on the road. Raines hesitating and moving it across. Gonzalez for Endoy. Papa Endoy scores! Britton Fisher. Fisher scores! Steps up and converts. August, it's saved. Emmings earns the extra point for Minnesota. They will take the 2 points back to Minneapolis, St. Paul. And Minnesota United FC 2 win 5-4 in kicks from the mark. Looking at what has already come here in this international friendly portion of the schedule in MLS Next Pro. Of course, the Next Pro Invitational wrapping up today, but Wrexham, of course, taking on a couple of teams from MLS Next Pro, and the Galaxy, they beat them 4-0 in Los Angeles on Saturday. They'll head east to take on Philly Union 2 on Friday. That'll be at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. And of course, the win for Hoffenheim over Crystal Palace on Friday as well. So some great action from teams coming over from across the pond and taking on some opposition here from the United States, or in Vancouver's case, in Canada, but here in Utah as well. But looking back at that first 45 minutes, not a whole lot in terms of A-plus opportunities, but there still were some chances, and they mostly came from a perspective of Crystal Palace. This shot blocked down. It was Ola Adebomi who had the opportunity, and then Franco Ume, he really made things happen on that far side. Trying to play this towards the top of the area. The shot by Dylan Reed was blocked down. It was Ume again. When he got into open field, good things were happening. This one just eventually would be saved off the line. A good defensive play by Garasha Menkov. Eventually would peter out here for Crystal Palace, and they'd be on the move again. And Franco Ume would be leading that charge once more for Crystal Palace, but this shot fired well wide of the post and out for a goal kick. Looking at the stats, well, Vancouver no shots in that first half, as they are looking to try to get something going forward. They did have a couple of corners and attacking set pieces, nothing coming of it. 9 shots, though, overall for Crystal Palace. They have been in command of this game. There is no doubt about it. And now we'll see if they can break through and try to find a goal in this one. As we welcome you back, expecting quite a few subs in this second 45 minutes of action. We'll see what it is, though, officially from both sides as we spot them. Ricardo Clark said some players will just go 45 minutes, others will go the entire way. Looks like Lowell Wright has come onto the field as one of those subs for Vancouver. I guess we'll just kind of pick them out as we see them. There's the whistle, and away we go. 45 more minutes in this MLS Next Pro Invitational. Vancouver Whitecaps 2 and Crystal Palace under 21s. Immediately, this has to be put out of play. The wind maybe has died down a little bit, but it is still flapping those corner flags. Kapora puts it back in play. Back heel. Ume trying to cut it in. Locked down. What's the decision? It's a goal kick. Both coaches have talked about how great it is for some of these younger players to play different opposition they won't normally see in kind of different sorts of circumstances. Darren Powell said that it was good to play against a 4-4-2 against Real Monarchs, so they don't see that a whole lot in England. The 2-striker setup did give them a few issues, of course, as Real Monarchs won that game by 2-1. Plenty of positives to take out of this, while getting some match fitness in the process as well for Crystal Palace in their preseason. Sure, the same could be said for Hoffenheim, who was the other team from across the pond to come over. This one runs out of play. That's Antoine Coupland, who is now onto the field as well for Vancouver. This one brought down, but they'll concede a corner kick here. 4 Crystal Palace subs could be coming. Take a seat on the bench first. See if Darren Powell goes to his bench in the meantime. Play this in short. And in the end, Copeland is fouled. Foul here in the middle. Looking to play this in behind and maybe something on here, but the flag is up for offside. Crystal Palace trying to get something going forward. So 6 subs coming on for Vancouver. Lowell Wright, Antoine Copeland, Vasco Fry, Simone Massi, Elaj Ba, Joshua Indakala, all coming onto the field. Play this off to the far side, and here comes Vancouver trying to make something happen here in this second half. They were stymied in the first 45 minutes. That's another foul, and Vancouver just trying to make something of this in the second 45 minutes. Big game against Tacoma Defiance over the weekend. Team that's been up towards the top of the Western Conference standings. Abibula switches the point of the attack. Copeland. And Avenue blocked down. Eventually it's blocked out of play. Long throw in. Eventually, the AR waves the flag. Darren Powell thought that should have been whistled right away. Out of his frustration. All the way back yet again. Played in behind. And this will roll all the way out. Although one sub for Crystal Palace was Victor Akinwale, the 18-year-old coming on to replace Adamola Ola Adabami. Akinwale, who has been pretty much at all levels of the academy, under 18s, under 23, under 21s a year ago, where he made 25 appearances and scored 6 goals. Crystal Palace, a club that puts a lot of stock into their youth academy, and you can see it on display in Premier League 2 with how high they finished up the standings. In 4th place behind Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. A positive season. They've restructured Premier League 2 just a little bit coming into this upcoming season. Instead, it'll be 1 division instead of 2 separate divisions. In the corner, Ume. Franco Ume gets end line, able to cut this across, and Vancouver gets it away, but not for long. As Raymond is fouled. Jaden Raymond going down yet again, and it's a free kick upcoming for Crystal Palace just outside the area. Tripped up was Raymond, and now chance to stand over a set piece. Jack Wells Morrison and Adler Nascimento stand around this. Morrison will go for the curler. It's off the top of the crossbar. A great effort from Jack Wells Morrison. A 19-year-old midfielder. He is impressed tonight. And he wasn't far away from finding the opener right there. Wells Morrison, who has been with all levels of the academy as well. He's been on the bench twice in Premier League matches as the youngster. And also part of the England under-18 setup, but this is going to be a yellow card on the far side. Looks like that's Adler Nascimento will have his name taken.
Yellow card caution, Crystal Palace, number 12.
Another look at it here. Spinning away and tug of the jersey. Hounding him the whole way up that touch line, and referee booking the player. Going to turn the corner, but instead ushered all the way out for a goal kick. It's Joshua Indakala, who has slotted in on that back line now as one of the 2 center backs. Dasovic, one of those players who did come off at halftime. Ricardo Clark saying that some would get 45 minutes, others would go 90. Here's Finn Linder, New Zealand under-20 youth international. A little bit of time at the under-20 World Cup for New Zealand. Here comes Vancouver trying to make something of this. It's cut back, Lowell right, puts it in the corner! The first shot of the game for Vancouver, nestles in the corner, and Whitecaps 2 leads by a goal to nil.
Goal!
The halftime substitute, Lowell Wright, making it all happen, cutting it off that right side. And he just found the spot towards the top of the area. A great connection there with Elijah Ba, who set it all up from his outside back spot. And Lowell Wright was able to finish it off. Wright, the 19-year-olds out of Brampton, Ontario, now finds himself playing in British Columbia. His second season with Whitecaps too. Spent a couple of years with York United in the Canadian Premier League. Also scored a couple of goals for the Canadian under-20 side. But that is his first goal in all competitions for Vancouver Whitecaps too. I guess it's been quality over quantity tonight for Whitecaps too. They haven't had almost anything going forward, but they get something there. Sheridan for Grehan. What's the response going to be now from Crystal Palace? They've had everything going their way so far in this game, but they only have 2 shots on target. At least they did at halftime. Another foul, and this will go Vancouver's way. All the way back, and now this must have been away from the ball. Player down here for Crystal Palace. This is when the referee needs to take it, needs to really take control of this game. See Darren Powell there talking with the 4th official. That's Jordan Downs. Looks like the 2 coaches are talking as well at in the bench areas. Hope that cooler heads can prevail. And now another foul away from the ball. All of a sudden, this game getting a little bit chippy here. And a player down for Vancouver. That's Christian Greco-Taylor. Now the referee coming over here to the near side.
Yellow card caution. Crystal Palace coach.
It sounds like Darren Powell has picked up a yellow card. There's 3 subs waiting to come on, and now this is played right through the middle. A chance for Vancouver, and this is out of play. Crystal Palace not happy. They think the sub should have already come on. There was a dead ball for quite a few minutes there. And now It looks like the 3 subs will be able to come on here for Crystal Palace. Kind of a weird scenario here. Dion Mooney, Jake Grant coming on. Looks like Mofi Jamide, number 21, will also be coming on. Chamichi Eze, it looks like as well, number 23. Another foul there on the far side. The referee will step in yet again, and this time will issue a yellow card. Looks like Elijah Ba is the one to have his name taken this time.
Yellow card caution, Vancouver, number 57.
Halftime substitute, the right back for Vancouver, into the book. Some pressure at the back here. It's cleared away. All the way back now. There's Linder to try to play it through the middle. It's deflected away. Here comes Vancouver, trying to make something happen. The cross fired all the way through and out of play. Players to come out as we see the foul there. Joe Sheridan, Franco Ume, Caleb Kaporha, and Jaden Raymond. 6 subs have now been utilized by Crystal Palace. They can use as many as they'd like. And now Nascimento looking for a response here in this one. Going to come to the end line. Eze taken off the ball. Here's Habibullah. Habibullah. Habibullah going for the shot. It was blocked and deflected out. It's another corner kick coming for Vancouver. Be an in-swinger from that far corner. Whipped in, right into the middle, an acrobatic attempt that's saved off the line. Wow, that would have been something special. Looked like Finn Linder trying to connect with it. It's sent in again. My goodness, that would have been something special. come forward again. Able to pick out the pass, too heavy off the chest, though it's cut back. And this does go out for a goal kick. Let's take a look at that last opportunity. What a chance it was. Wow, Finn Linder nearly scoring a spectacular goal. Mooney looking to play this in behind. Akinwale saved. Max Anchor. And that ball, did it go out of play? It looks like it did, but Max Anchor, how about that stop? A brilliant save. Another look at it here. My goodness. Down to his right, able to just get that right hand onto it. And it did end up going out for a corner kick. This one floated towards the back post. Grehan will chase it down. Cut this in, Mooney. Mooney saved! The rebound still available. Nascimento. Still Nascimento. Can he turn the corner? Coupland. Got his foot stuck there in the challenge. It'll be a free kick coming for Crystal Palace with about 20 minutes to go.
Yellow card caution, Vancouver Whitecaps, number 43.
There is a Crystal Palace player down. It looked like the referee was playing advantage there, which is why he didn't whistle for that foul, and advantage was
Also
a good decision there from the referee.
Vancouver, number 52.
Seems like Vasco Fry has earned himself a yellow card for that challenge as well. Wells Morrison standing over this. Lifts this all the way to the back post. It's headed down, it's still loose. Flick back out of play, and it'll be a goal kick. 20 minutes to go. Played is through the middle. Habibullah picks up the second ball. And now Crystal Palace on the move. Able to lay this off. Eze. Eze scores! Oh my! A great goal for Eze, and Crystal Palace is drawn level. A really strong effort there. Shemechi Eze able to get this onto his right foot. The pocket opened up and he dropped it right into the corner. The younger brother of Eberechi Eze, of course, who stars in the Premier League. Shemechi getting it done here in Utah on the MLS Next Pro Invitational. A really fine strike by Eze. And we're back level. Let's see where we go from here. It was Real Monarchs who scored a late goal in that game against Crystal Palace, and we'll see what Vancouver can do in response. There haven't been many opportunities, as we mentioned, though, for Vancouver coming forward in this game. We'll see what we get here. Here's Eze. Mooney has this run all the way through, and it runs out of play. It's like Luke Plange is preparing to come on there on the Crystal Palace bench. Played through the middle again. Back. Gonna play this into space. It's the goal scorer, low right. Working it upfield, trying to find an avenue forward. Elijah Ba. Greco Taylor, he's fouled. Free kick. Vancouver up to 3 shots so far in this game. 2 of them have been on target. Crystal Palace, though, with 14. Eventually, this comes in quick, and nothing coming of it for Vancouver. Mooney. Working his way right through the middle. Mooney. Referee lets that go on, and Darren Powell cannot believe that was not whistled. Kind of in his camp on that one. But Luke Plange will come onto the field to replace Adler Nascimento.
Crystal Palace substitution. Leaving the game as number 12. Entering the game as number 7.
Luke Plange, who joined Crystal Palace in 2022, but spent most of his academy career with Arsenal from 2008 to 2001. Loans since coming to Crystal Palace with Lincoln City, Derby County, Molenbeek. He is an English under-21 player in his Plange. Rehan, long switch of play. And now a break here for Vancouver. Overlapping run by Ba. Ba's cross well overhead. Palace thought they got away with that one, but Ba was fouled. Another free kick to Vancouver. They've had quite a few of these free kicks. Haven't really done much of them. Ba. And now here comes Mooney again, trying to go right through the middle. And again, it was blocked down. Reed tries to win it back quickly. Stays in play, Dylan Reed. Another foul. Eze, the goal scorer, brought down. The goal scorer for Crystal Palace in that game against Real Monarchs was Scott Banks. He's yet to make an appearance here tonight. Still available off the bench. All the way downfield again. There was some contact there, and not enough for a whistle. Low right, who was trying to make something happen there, and now here comes Crystal Palace. Tightrope walking that far touchline. Plange. He was deemed to have committed a foul. Switch of play. Coupland. Cross blocked down. Coupland again, though, with his weaker foot, and he couldn't get that into a dangerous area. Wells Morrison. And here comes Crystal Palace. Numbers ahead as this is moved out wide. Eze slows his run as the cross comes in. It's headed away. This game's starting to open up here. Habibullah. Under 9 minutes to go in this one. Reed trying to come through the middle. It was blocked down. Is there something here? And it looks like a foul. Will it be a yellow card? It will. Dylan Reed into the book, 18-year-old from Kilbirnie, Scotland. Just joined Crystal Palace from St. Mirren. Big tug of the jersey there.
Crystal Palace,
no doubt about it. Pulling back Vasco Fry. Standing over this. They'll play it short. Habibullah. This one whipped in, and it's taken by Izquierdo. Hasn't necessarily had a whole lot to do. Jackson Izquierdo in goal. And Palace back the other way. Bouncing into the middle. Mooney moves it off to the near side. Cardenas! Oh, anchor! That's a great save. It's still alive. Wells Morrison. Max Anchor, my goodness, keeping this at 1-1. Eze. Wells Morrison again. Here's Reed. Grant. Cardenas blocked down. And how did his shot not go in? What a save by Max Anchor. First time effort. That was surely into the corner. But a great save. And now Dylan Reed will take this corner kick. Cardenas comes to grab it. And looping back in. It's taken at the end line. Flipped away, and it's a foul against Crystal Palace. You could hear and see the reaction from the players and the coaching staff as well. They were not pleased with that decision. There's no doubt about it. There's a foul in the middle, but the play was on the far side, and the referee blew it dead well away from the ball. It's a set piece right in the middle, and a yellow card will be issued as well. Not sure why the referee didn't play advantage there. She's done it many times tonight. But decided not to do it here. Chance to sand over this set piece now. Fry curls it in. It's cued off to the far side, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yellow card caution, Crystal Palace, number 5.
And Sean Grehan, who was given a yellow card there in that last sequence. Final few minutes here. Let's see if we get a winner. There should be kicks from the penalty mark coming if This game is still level after the 90 minutes has expired. We will have some sort of winner here tonight. Cardenas trying to touch this down the line, blocked down. Palace win it back. Mooney touches it ahead. Akinwale to the end line, has to turn it back. It's out for a corner kick with 2 minutes to go. And the substitution looked like that was Scott Banks, who was ready to come on.
Crystal Palace substitution leaving the match is number 16.
It's Rio
Entering the match,
Cardenas
number 11.
who's coming off. Scott Banks is coming on. Played last season for Bradford City on loan. Scotland's Youth International, under 19, under 21 level. The in-swinger puts it into a great area. It's kept alive at the top of the area. Reed has his shot blocked down, and now is this a chance to break for Vancouver? They have numbers. Coupland tries to switch the point of attack. That allows Crystal Palace, though, to get bodies back. Habibullah. And here's Alaj Ba. In for Alaj Ba. Habibullah puts it over the bar. That was a great chance for Vancouver as we close in on stoppage time. Played down the line. Eze, 2 minutes of stoppage time. Eze motors to the end line, and too much on the touch. Fireworks in the distance. Looking for some late fireworks here at Zions Bank Stadium. Their one last venture forward here for Crystal Palace. And a hop around defenders. The shot is on target, but it's taken by Max Anchor. Not a bad effort there. Played long over the top, and that's easy for Izquierdo. Habibullah. Can he win it late for Vancouver? Cameron Habibullah couldn't get the shot away. It was blocked down. Lowell Wright. Lowell Wright tipped over the bar. Izquierdo saves this game for Crystal Palace. He has not been asked to do much in this game, but he does come up with a crucial save. Habibullah's shot blocked down. Lowell Wright just able to get the shot away. That was surely going to win it for Vancouver. And now a corner kick. This has got to be it. The in-swinger. That come off of last. It's a goal kick. And that is full time. So it finishes 1-1 after 90 minutes. And this is not done yet.
Ladies and
there will
gentlemen,
be
your attention, please.
kicks from the
MLS
mark
Next
at the
Pro
end of this.
competition
MLS Next Pro
rules
has a
require
unique
each game
feature when
that
the score is
ends in a
tied
draw
after 90
be
minutes.
decided by a
Michelle and
shootout,
Samara have
with kicks
more
from the
about this
penalty mark
unique rule.
to determine which team will receive an additional point by winning the shootout.
There are no ties in MLS Next Pro. If a match ends in a tie at the end of regulation, the game will proceed directly to a shootout with kicks from the penalty mark.
That brings us to the point system. Similar to other soccer leagues, a team will earn 3 points with a win at the end of regulation, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss in regulation. A club will earn 2 points if the game ends in a tie and they go on to win the shootout that Samara just explained following the end of regulation.
So for some of you Crystal Palace fans that are maybe just tuning in for the first time to this MLS Next Pro Invitational, this is the first time that kicks from the mark have been utilized in this year's edition, and it's just a great way at the end of matches to have a team grab an extra point if it's in the regular season, but of course in this competition, just to get some experience taking some pressure kicks from 12 yards away. It'll be a 5-round shootout. Many of these players don't get to take penalties on a regular basis, and of course not a rule they necessarily have in Premier League 2, but they do it here in MLS Next Pro in just its second year of existence. And coaches have said it definitely feels like if you don't win it, definitely feels like a loss that you have to walk away with, but we'll have a 5-round shootout here to close things out in this 2023 MLS Next Pro Invitational. Well, up next for Vancouver, it'll be a trip to the Seattle area to take on Tacoma Defiance. At the end of 90 minutes, the shots favor Crystal Palace 17-8. They doubled Vancouver's shots on goal 8-4. And Crystal Palace had 55% of the possession in this one. So the two goalkeepers, Max Anker and Jackson Izquierdo, both made big saves in this game, and now they will get the opportunity to make an impact in kicks from the mark. Now it looks like it will be Vancouver to kick first, and Cameron Habibullah is coming up to take this kick for Whitecaps 2. Habibullah has the ball down, and here we go. Kicks from the mark. Habibullah converts. Good penalty there from Cameron Habibullah, who started off this season in splendid form. He has 4 goals in MLS Next Pro this season. And Habibullah sends Izquierdo the wrong way. And now it's a chance for Jack Wells Morrison, who seemingly has been in the middle of it all tonight, and in a good way for Crystal Palace. A solid performance for the young midfielder. And now he gets a chance to try to match what Habibullah just did. Wells Morrison hesitates and slots it into the corner. Cool, calm, and collected from the 19-year-olds. And it's 1-1 after 1 round. And now it's the turn of Vasco Fry. Wells Morrison slowed his run at the end, and Hinker had already picked the other direction. Vasco Fry to start this second round. Fry skies it. Tried for too much power on it, and now advantage Crystal Palace, but they'll have to put this one in to take advantage of it for certain. Trying for that top corner, and just too much power on it. And now it's a chance for the late substitute, Scott Banks. He scored in the game against Real Monarchs late last week. And Banks delivers 2-1 after 2 for Crystal Palace. Antoine Coupland is the next man up for Vancouver Whitecaps 2. Coupland puts it in the corner. And a good start to this third round now. 2-2, but Crystal Palace still coming up to take. They still have the advantage in this shootout after the miss by Fry. Now Luke Plange steps up. Already 3 loan spells in his career. Experienced player in his own right at just 20 years old. Plange puts it into the bottom corner, and it's 3-2 after 3 rounds. Crystal Palace leads. Next up, Christian Greco-Taylor, 18-year-old from Calgary. Joined the Vancouver Academy in August of 2019. Trying to keep Vancouver in this. If he misses, then it's just one more make and Crystal Palace wins. Greco-Taylor puts it in the top netting. Great penalty. Now 3-3, and a chance for Akinwale to step up and keep the advantage in the hands of Crystal Palace. Akinwale, it's saved. Max Anchor keeps it out. It's 3-3 after 4 rounds. And now it's sudden death from here on out. Now it's a chance for Lowell Wright. He, of course, the goal scorer for Vancouver tonight. Into the 5th round of this kicks from the mark. Lowell Wright slows his run. He puts it off the post. And now a chance for Fionn Mooney to win this for Crystal Palace. If he makes, Crystal Palace can end this MLS Next Pro Invitational with a sweet taste in their mouth. Mooney converts, and Crystal Palace wins kicks from the mark. The 2023 MLS Next Pro Invitational comes to a close, and Crystal Palace, they win kicks from the mark tonight after the 1-1 draw. They had to battle back in the 90 minutes, but at the end of the day, they get the job done.
The Real Monarchs will be back here at Zions Bank Stadium on July 28th when they host Houston Dynamo 2 for Fairy Tale Night. Tickets start
So
at
Vancouver,
just $5.
they will take on Tacoma next in MLS Next Pro action. Crystal Palace, they will head back home. And our man of the match presented by Adidas, Fionn Mooney. He gets the game-winning kick, and he thus is the Adidas man of the match. He did well coming off the bench today, creating some good opportunities, and gets the job done for Crystal Palace under 21s. Well, that'll do it for our coverage tonight for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew. I'm Josh Easter. Once again, our final score, 1-1 between Crystal Palace and Whitecaps 2. Crystal Palace wins it 4-3 after kicks from the mark. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long and MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Good night from Harriman, Utah on the 2023 MLS Next Pro Invitational.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.